Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Carl Hooper Stadium, Babe Howe Field for tonight's game, JV game between Hendersonville Bearcats and the Smoky Mountain Mustangs. We're excited tonight. Smoky Mountain has won the toss, and we're getting ready to receive the ball. Casey, how you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good, Keith. Sorry, folks, for those of you that are watching. If you are just tuning in to us, we're having some technical difficulties here on the side of the YouTube channel, but trying to get things fixed for you guys so we can watch some football. Excited for tonight's matchup, and we'll see how the Mustangs recuperate from last week against Pisgah.
Yeah, I had a tough loss against Pisgah last week, 14-20. 21-14. So both of our teams lost to Pisgah in both hard-fought battles. We expect that tonight. Very windy tonight. Expect some rain coming up, so that's going to play a factor in tonight's game also. So getting ready to kick off here. Number 9 from Hendersonville is going to kick off. We have, looks like Joe Hill, Lincoln, Malachi, and who is that?
Damari. And Isaiah McNeely catches the ball about the 20-yard line, split some defenders, 30, landed about the 38-yard line right there. Great run right there for McNeely. Good quick feet splitting the defense here. So we're bringing out our offense on the field. And pass by West to Joe Hill, just a little high there. Mustangs ball here on the 38-yard line. We are 2nd and 10. West in the shotgun position. Williams in motion. West looks to Williams. Low pass there from West. We're hitting the hands. I think Damari thought right there for a second that that was going to be a fumble, but that was an incomplete pass right there by West. So I was corrected here. The pass was behind the line of scrimmage, so that is considered a fumble. So smart play right there for the coaches to yell to Damari to make sure to get on the ball. So Mustangs are now still looking at a 3rd and 10 here on the 38-yard line. Handoff to Damari up the left side. And that's about a 10-yard, 9-yard gain right there for Damari. Let's see how the officials spot it here. Looks like they're going to give him the first down, or we're about 4th and 1 here.
4th and inches.
So 4th and inches here for the Mustangs. All right, also corrected here in the box. 1st and 10 Mustangs on the 49-yard line. Folks, it looks like one referee they're going to discuss right here. One was motioning for a first down, and the other one was calling for a measurement. So we're going to discuss right here and see what they decide. Thinking about on last week's game against Pisgah with the JV team, hard-fought loss for these boys. Came right down to the wire. With last few seconds, about 48 seconds left in the ball game, West threw about a 40-yard pass to Lincoln Sutton. Lincoln smartly saw the defense, saw what he needed to do, got out of bounds with about 3 seconds left on the clock. Mustangs had one final pass in the end zone that they just didn't complete. So hard loss right there for the Mustangs last week. I know Caps is ready. You'll get to see folks later on in the show today, or in your video show today. You're going to see us catching up with Coach Caps, and so that was a first stang for the first stang for the Mustangs. First down for the Mustangs, and we have the ball on the 49-yard line.
Great first play, first series for the Mustangs. Got behind the chains there, but we ended up making a great play there with Damari. West going back to pass. Looking over the middle, wide open Damari, and he is 30, 10, 5. Give him 6.
What a
Damari
play.
Williams.
Hey, great
And
catch right there by Damari.
Boom goes the dynamite.
And boom goes
the
dynamite.
dynamite right there. Great pass by Damari. Great pass by West.
Yeah,
great catch.
I mean.
And there we go. We got behind that safety, and there we go. Going to the
Well,
house.
that's a pass. The pass right there was right down the middle right there for West. So great, basically threading the needle right between those defense for West. And what a catch by Damari Williams. So quickly 7 on the board right there for the Mustangs. That's what we want to see here in the beginning of the first quarter. And now your Mustangs lead 7-0.
Gang, we're going to take a little station break here. You're live with Keith West and Casey Melvin on the Smoky Mountain Sports Network. Back here at Carhopel Stadium, Babe Howell Field, Keith West, the voice of the Mustangs, along with the voice-et of the Mustangs, Casey Melvin. Casey, great first series for the Mustangs.
Yeah, it's funny to watch when you kind of know kids well, and so I watched Jed on those first 2 passes kind of putting his head on his hands like, oh no, I threw it low, I threw it a little high, and he kept himself poised, made a great pass to Damari for a 51-yard pass there for West to get the Mustangs on the board 7-0. Zeke Sink here to kick off for the Mustangs. What a boot by Sink right there. That's going to be a touchback for Hendersonville.
Nicknamed him the boot, and somebody up here in the press box used that and said, oh, the boot.
It's the boot. It's the boot.
Now Hendersonville's got to regroup and see what they can put together on their first possession here in Silver, North Carolina. Number 9 goes back to pass. Looks like we got him pretty much covered over the middle, and a nice pass play. That was a catch by number 1, and enough for a first down.
First and 10, Bearcats.
Bearcats look, Casey, like they're running the spread offense also, so they're going to air attack too, I think, and see if they can put something together. Run play up the middle, and it is stymied for about a 4-yard gain up the middle for number 7.
Tackled by a host of Mustangs.
And Hendersonville goes back to throw to number 2.
Pass complete to number 2, Trey Mims.
Trey Mims.
Great play there by
for
Lincoln
about a
Sutton
3-yard
to
gain.
shut him down in open space.
Down. Let's make some noise for these Mustangs fans.
Huge play here for the Mustangs, 3rd and about 5, and that will be an easy way to get it.
And that's a false start there for your Mustangs. Just a little quick jump there. That'll give the Bearcats a first down, or we're 4th and 1. First down. Bearcats set back up in the shotgun position. You got your quarterback back there, number 9, Elijah Gibbs. Lined up beside him, number 7, Merrick Darity.
Looking for the pitch. Nice delay on the pitch there and slung him out of bounds there by McNeely.
Tackle by Isaiah McNeely.
So big play here for the Mustangs, 2nd and 1. Got a large chunk of yards there on that first one, Casey. You need to, when the big blue wall needs to step up right here. Same play to the left side. Going to pitch. Got to have containment and enough for a first down. Lincoln Sutton on the tackle there with a host of Mustangs.
So it looks like, Keith, that Hendersonville is going to probably continue to use this play until we can stop them. So that's twice in a row here that we're getting the pitch thrown at us right here. So we're going to need to keep an eye on that as the Mustang defense moves forward.
You know, a play that they might end up doing is faking that and then throwing something over the top. So we have to our safety and our cornerbacks have to stay disciplined. If we can turn that play inside or at least have somebody key on number 7, then we can end up turning that in and bring it back into help there. First and 10 for the Bearcats. Ball on the ground and a great tackle there by McNeely.
That's Malachi McNeely.
Isaiah McNeely.
I just called him his brother.
Yeah, his brother is Isaiah.
Well, it's hard. I coached his brother in basketball, so I just it's a shout out today if you're watching Malachi McNeely, calling you out, calling your brother.
Ball 2nd and 7. Bearcats are continuing to move down the field, and let's see if the Mustangs can come up with a big stop right here. Elijah Gibbs looking over to the sideline. Looks like they audibled off to something that they want to call. He's calling the play at the line, making sure everybody knows what's going on. The shot clock, the play clock is down to 8.
And that's offsides there on the Mustangs. You know, Keith, we actually talked about this on Friday night. The one thing that we felt like hindered our JV team last game was our penalties. And so right now, already in the first quarter, we've gotten 2. So our line's got to stay disciplined here. They've got to stay down. They can't quick jump here. That's just giving Hendersonville some free yards. But I know that's something that Caps will fix.
A team like this, very talented, free yards are going to hurt. So he's going to look in to throw. Wide open, number 10, he's one, and touchdown Bearcats.
You know, Keith, you mentioned this before the game. You said, I've heard that number 10 from Hendersonville and is a pretty good football player, and so they're going to be looking for him tonight on these short passes to make gains for the Bearcats.
That was number 10, Tayshawn Collins. Coach Capps pointed him out, and he delivers. So Bearcats are going for 2. Right up the middle. Nice play. Unbelievable play.
Great tackle by number 21, Hayden Moore.
Good kid. Great play. So Mustangs hold. It is Mustangs 7 and Bearcats 6. Casey, the way it's going right now, we may have a shootout here. Who has the ball last may be the ones that are going to win this ball game.
Well, I think defensively we just got to settle down. You know, we gave them 2 free first downs right there with the 5-yard gains. So we're back here, folks, with 5:14 left in the first quarter. Mustangs are to come out to receive the ball. Back to kick for Hendersonville is going to be number 9, who was also your quarterback, Elijah Gibbs.
So really key here for the Mustangs, we had a great first possession, and then Hendersonville answered, had a great first possession. So let's see what the Mustangs are going to dial up here. We know that we had some success throwing. We'll see if we continue to do that. So Gibbs kicks it down. Ball is received by McNeely, and McNeely returns 5. He got an opportunity on the sideline here, and it's going to be out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. So about a 14-yard return there for McNeely.
Great blocking right there by the guys in front of McNeely to get him some space there.
All right, Jed West and the offense have taken the field again. Looking over to Coach Caps for the play. And let's see what we dial up. So we're going to have 3 receivers to the top of your screen and Joe Hill to the bottom of your screen. Could be a great matchup here between Joe Hill and number 1 over here for Hendersonville.
And it looks like that's going to be a false start on your Mustangs. It's going to back us up 5.
Yeah, Casey, this is something when we had the Coach Caps show today. We talked to him, and he said, the penalties really killed us. Against Pisgah, you and I were at that game, Casey, and without the penalties, we win that game maybe by a touchdown, maybe by 2 touchdowns, because we had a couple of drive-killing penalties that really hurt us.
Yeah, like we talked about, staying disciplined on the line is going to be really crucial for us right here. West is back in the shotgun. We're looking at 1st and 15 here. Handoff to Joe Hill right there up the sideline. And he gained about 12 yards right there, but there is a flag on the play. It looks like it's going to come back for holding on the Mustangs.
So, Casey, we are just self-inflicted wounds tonight. I mean, it is gain a yard, have a great play, and then march us back 10 or 15 yards. And so it is holding. So we are way behind the chains here. This is totally shooting ourselves in the foot. Let's see if we can get this corrected. I know that Caps, he will not be happy with this because they've worked on this week.
Yeah, that's the thing is that you can't blame this on Caps here. That's something that he made sure to work on this week. And these guys have just got to stay disciplined when their coach gives them things to do. And so tough right here for the Mustangs. Right now, only in the first quarter, we've already received 4 penalties against us. So we're going to obviously be looking for a long pass here. We're looking at 1st and 20. Let's see what West and Caps join up here together.
Just calls for Damari. And McNeely up the middle for a huge gain. And he gained all of it back.
Well, that was great running by McNeely right there. So props to McNeely. Everything that we just received, he just gave it right back to us like you just said. And so now we're looking at a 2nd and 4.
Casey, that's all great. We can say, man, that was awesome. But if we continue to play this way, these are the kind of things that will cost us games. And we saw it last week. Yeah,
and so the thing is we have a really great group of great job on the Mustangs there to get the Bearcats offsides. But like we said, this is a great group of athletes on this JV boys team. They're really fun to watch. And so if we'll stay disciplined, we're going to be a really hard team to handle. And so discipline is key here for us for the rest of the game.
For those of you that are watching out there, you can share this with other people, this JV team. They're mostly made up, Casey, of mostly freshmen. So some of these kids were playing middle school ball last year. So, yeah, some of this high school discipline under the bright lights with fans watching and those kind of things, it is difficult. But we got to realize that it's a work in progress. And so it's going to be interesting to see if these guys can stay together, what might happen.
Long pass from West to Hill.
He's wide open, and just a bit out of Bryant Hill's reach.
Yeah, Keith, that was a great pass by Wes there, and just a thing for something for our wide receivers to think about of really reaching out for the ball, and that's things that Caps has been talking to them about. And so, Keith, like you were saying, we have a lot of freshmen on this team, which is exciting for the Mustangs in the future of seeing these guys playing together, and they're already doing so well. And so I'm excited about what Mustangs hold for the future of this JV group right here.
2nd and 10, Sutton on West with the keeper, going up the sideline, and looks like he went out of bounds after about a 2-yard gain.
So it looks like they marked him out, like you said, Keith, for about a 2-yard gain. So we're looking at 3rd and 8 here for the Mustangs.
A nice play over the middle for Joe Bryant Hill. Looked like there was a flag on the play.
And that's a 1st and 10 for your Mustangs right here. But we have a flag on the play, but I think this was going to be here on the Bearcats maybe?
So it was holding on the defensive holding on the Bearcats, and our Mustangs are going to decline that for a 1st down. Mustangs. You know, Casey, something I haven't got to say because we were delayed on getting back to our YouTube channel has messed up. It's not us on this side; it's on YouTube side of it, and we've got some issues. But thing I didn't get to say is it's football time in the Smokies, so I'm pretty pumped. We got to say that before we can get going tonight.
Exactly. It is football time in the Smokies. Great night to be out here and be able to watch these guys play football. And it looks like we have a timeout from the Mustangs here. Caps is going to get his guys together and get something set here with 3:39 left during the 1st.
And the Mustangs are rolling. Let's take a quick little break. This is Keith West and Casey Melvin live on the Smoky Mountain Sports Network. Back here live, it is 1st and 10. Mustangs, Lincoln Sutton in motion, and the ball's going to go to Sutton around the right side. We got incredible blocking, and he powers through for about a 5-yard gain, maybe a 6-yard gain.
Lincoln Sutton on the carry. Gain of 5.
Want to welcome some of those that have now dropped onto the YouTube channel. We've had trouble, and we apologize for that, but we'll work out those kinks.
Mustangs back in the shotgun. McNeely up the middle.
Breaking tackles, that brother runs downhill. I'm telling you, he runs downhill.
I love watching Isaiah McNeely run the ball. He's quick-footed here, and he seems to really know how to be able to find the gaps. He's really patient. So if you watch Isaiah, he's really patient and kind of watching where he needs to go and trying to hit those gaps. And so props to his line for opening those up for him. And so now you got Mustangs with a 1st and 10 on the 27-yard line.
I have a feeling, Casey, we're going to go back to that play, maybe to Bryant Hill, a little pass here. Just have a little inkling feeling here. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I'm looking for us
Looks
to
like
hit.
we're going McNeely in the flats. Great little lead. He's going to make a cut.
Shuffle step. Good, McNeely.
And great play, about a gain of 5 or 7. We're still moving the chains.
We're moving those chains, Keith. You know, I'm looking for us sooner or later to hit Lincoln Sutton. He's your guy with some really good hands. So props to Caps. He's utilizing a lot of the guys on the field right now. And so be aware of where Lincoln Sutton is and be aware for a pass to him soon.
Yeah, this JV team has a lot of weapons. You can go to anybody on the top there of your screen or on the bottom, or we can run with McNeely. So it's pretty good. Jed's doing a great job at bringing the ball around. McNeely up the middle. Looks like he's going to break it outside. He breaks it inside. 5, 10, and touchdown Mustangs. Give him 6.
Another
Touchdown,
great
McNeely.
run right there by McNeely. Great play call there by Caps. And now you've got your Mustangs with the 13-6 on the board, bringing you-know-who, Zeke the Boot Sink in here to solidify us with a 14-6 win. Not a win, but lead over the Bearcats.
So Zeke Sink is lined up for the extra point. Lincoln Sutton will do the holding duties for us. And there it is. It's good. Props there to the ball boy if you see him. That's my youngest son, Bo West. I'll give him some props.
Keith, if you notice right there, that if you watch Zeke on the extra points, it's just kind of flawless to him. He's just kind of like, yeah, this is easy and not much effort for him. So it'd be really cool at some point to really see Zeke have to go for a field goal attempt and see what he has in him.
I saw during warm-ups, Casey, maybe sometime we'll film the warm-ups for you guys, but he was kicking ones that were probably 35-yard field goals, and he was hitting them pretty consistently.
Well, that's why we call him the Boot.
Defense can stand up. We need a big stop here. We're up 14-6. Going into we got about a minute 42 left in the first quarter. We're going to kick it back off to Hendersonville. The cool thing about the Hendersonville, what I'm noticing is they have a lot of athletes. If they get to the corner, we're in trouble. So I think what we really need to work on is steering them inside so that we can bring help. We'll get them out in open space. It's going to be really tough for the Mustangs to defend there.
Well, again, we talked about it, and those 2 penalties were pretty costly for the Mustangs right there in the first bit of the first quarter. So hold ourselves with discipline here on the line, and I think we'll be okay. We've made some great tackles, and so we'll work on that and stay disciplined here on the line.
Nice, massive kickoff by Zink, taken by number 9, Gibbs, up the middle. He is across the
and
the
tackle
30-yard line.
made.
And a great play.
Number 24, Maddox Smith-Sneed. And tackle right there by Sneed, number 24. Great tackle by him. He gave a little flex right there. He was feeling good about that one. Gave a little flexed on us right there.
Be great for us to hold Hendersonville here. So Gibbs around the side.
Moore's coming after him. Oh.
And a nice pass. We had a breakdown in coverage there. 2 guys actually together, Casey, and we had no guys over there covering.
Yeah, I thought Hayden was going to grab a hold of them, but number 7 for the Bearcats made a great block right there to hold Hayden off.
So here we go. The Bearcats are moving the ball. It's going to be kind of which defense is going to step up and make a play. They are going to throw it. They're definitely going to run it, so they have a good balanced attack.
Keith, I'm going to call it right here. I'm going to look for the pitch here again.
So looking over the middle, and is a completion and a great open field tackle and a fumble. They're going to say incomplete pass. Incomplete pass. A nice hit over there by was that number 15? I think that's McNeely.
I think that was McNeely again.
Pass broken up by number 6, Eddie Jimenez.
Excuse us, I stand corrected. It's Eddie Jimenez over there. Great play over there to break up that pass. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, Bearcats. They're on our side of the 50-yard line. Hey, Casey, the Bearcats are taking all their time, every time with the play clock. Ball goes up the middle to number 7, and a great
And what
play,
a stop.
Yeah.
That's your guy, Josh Williams, on the tackle right there.
Josh Williams on the tackle. The big blue wall stands up. I don't think they want to go up the middle, Casey. I don't really think that wants to happen.
And
so Hendersonville sets up. 3rd and 10 is a huge.
40 seconds left on the clock.
I want to say huge, massive, but somebody told me I say that too much.
Your
so
wife got on to you.
yeah,
She scolded
so
you.
It's a big play here for the Mustangs. Let's see what they can dial up. Hendersonville rolls right. We need to have somebody contain
He's looking
here.
long.
Pass and a complete pass.
And that's going to be a first down right there for the Bearcats. That passes to number 2, Trey Mims.
First and 10 Bearcats.
So it seems like, Casey, we're just they're going to throw it. So this is a good test. Most middle school teams, JV teams, are not. They don't throw as much as this team is going to throw. Same thing for them on us with West in the backfield throwing the ball. So our boys are learning a lot tonight about defensive coverage.
Well, it's different from the first 2 games that we saw. These guys, you don't really know what to expect from them, and so that's always hard on a defense when you kind of know what you're going to get. You know you're going to get a lot of running. With these guys here, you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know if it's going to be a pitch or a pass or a run, and so props to Hendersonville right there on a good drive. We're going into the second quarter here with Mustangs 14, Bearcats 6.
Let's take a little break. Smoky Mountain Sports Network here live, Carl Hooper Stadium. The Mustangs, Bearcats are actually driving on the Mustangs, having a good sustained drive here, Casey. It's first and 10 from the 30-yard line going in. We really need our defense to step up here and make a huge play to stop the Bearcats. So it kind of looks, if you're just now tuning in, what you're seeing is an offensive fireworks going off everywhere.
Yeah, so defensively, we need a team to step up right here. We would prefer the Mustangs, obviously, to step up here and get this stop here on this drive and hold the Bearcats to just 6. Number 10 in motion. Hands off. Looks like we have a holding here, and I called it there, Keith. What a call by me. Number 7 holding there for the Bearcats. So it looks like Mustangs or the Bearcats are going to be pushed back.
They've made some adjustments since the last series. That ball was trying to get outside, and we contained and made a good play containing them. What we're having trouble with right now is the passing of Gibbs. He's a fast athlete. He gets out, and he's very accurate with his passes, and that's really costing us a little bit.
Yeah,
right
Gibbs
now.
is very calm, cool, and collected out there on the field. He doesn't look nervous. He's just kind of like, I'm going to do what I need to do, and that's given the Bearcats kind of some opportunities to do different things on offense.
So we've shifted into a defense where we have way more defensive backs. We've only got 3 down linemen rushing. So let's see if we can get the guys in there to put some pressure on Gibbs, make him throw it earlier than he wants to. So we got first and 20, and Gibbs is back to pass. He's looking, and he slings it way down the field. We got some good coverage, and I think we had a little bit of miscommunication there too. We had 1-on-2. So if that had been a good pass, it would have been trouble for the Mustangs.
Well, they sent 10 on the outside right there, but he actually threw that ball out of bounds. So helpful there for the Mustangs. Damari had good coverage on 2, but we had no one on 10. So you're probably going to be seeing that play again.
We can't lose 10. Coach Cap said to us, hey, 10 is a very incredible athlete. So it'll probably come back. So they got 3 to the top, 1 to the bottom. And let's see what the Bearcats dial up. What they're doing is they're looking to the sideline, getting the plays in, and then Gibbs is calling the play.
And chased down by the Mustangs. That's a tackle right there by 21 Hayden Moore and Joe Hill.
Third down Bearcats. Let's make some noise, fans.
And the Bearcats are looking to the sideline. It is 3rd and 24. This is exactly what your Mustangs want right here. This is how you come back after 2 penalties and make a statement of, we're not going to let that happen again. So great defense by the Mustangs.
So they're going to have to go deep. They go to the sideline, see if we can have an open field tackle, and a great tackle over there. Let's see if we can get a number on that. Oh, it was Lincoln Sutton. He's probably our best open field tackler. So it's going to be 4th down. I'm guessing, Casey, they're probably going to go for this. I'm not sure. Maybe they're bringing out the punt unit, but we'll
Looks
see.
like we're bringing some new guys on the field here, so let's see what Bearcats come out with.
Hey, we want to welcome you guys. We have people watching this live cast. We really appreciate you watching Smoky Mountain JV football tonight. And we have people from as far away as Texas, Casey, watching this game tonight, which is pretty incredible. So shout out to our friends in Texas. Glad you're tuning in. Need to come to North Carolina. It's cooler here than in Texas, you know?
Well, Keith, I'm a fan of the hot weather, so your girl's going to want to stay somewhere warm.
I am totally with you. So,
you know,
Keith,
Keith,
here in the mountains, we're starting to have spring has sprung. It kind of feels opposite of what you normally see a football season. We kind of go and then we lose the leaves, but now we're gaining the leaves as the football season gets older.
Yeah, and as we continue on in this season and we continue on the game right now, Hendersonville has called a timeout. And so just a few things to talk about right here, Keith. First of all, you kind of mentioned it earlier. We have a ton of freshmen on this team. The future looks very bright for the Mustangs. And you'll hear Coach Capps talk about him later, but he's going to mention the quarterback, Jed West. And what most people don't know about Jed is that this is Jed's first time ever playing football ever in his entire life. Jed never played Pop Warner, never played flag. First time on the field, and that just speaks to the athleticism and mental toughness of West.
A nice punt by Gibbs. Looks like it's going to be fielded by Sutton. He takes a fair catch at about the 18-yard line. Yeah, it's hard for me, Casey. This is my son, so just for you guys to know, I don't like to talk about him, but he continually surprises me. This will be his third live football game ever, and so I am really impressed with his poise. I'm going to say that he probably gets his athletic ability from his mom. I was a wrestler.
I mean, you were a college wrestler.
So she played high-level 6A basketball and volleyball in Texas. So
but no one in your family played football.
Nobody played football.
You
well,
did.
I did, but I was the guy that brought the play in. That's about all I did.
West back in the shotgun. Rolls out to his right, looking long. Great pass and great catch there by Damari Williams. And, you know, we talked about Damari last week and just what an impressive football player he is. And so great right there, reception right there by Damari. And Mustangs have a 1st and 10.
Yeah, you know, Jed and I have watched a lot of football together, and the thing I have always told him is your job is to get it to the playmakers. And that's what he is doing tonight.
Yeah.
But he's only as good as that guys up front. They're doing a great job of protecting them and open up holes for McNeely.
Williams in motion, handoff to McNeely. Steadies himself, but it looks like there is a fumble on the play. Not sure what the referee's calling here. If it McNeely, and that's a fumble. Fumble by McNeely right there on 2nd down or 1st down right there for the Mustangs.
Well, we knew something was going to have to give, and that one, fumbles and turnovers and penalties are going to cost us. Looks like McNeely was trying to change hands with the ball when he got hit and ended up fumbling it. I thought it went out of bounds, but it actually,
I did too.
The ball just like a 9-iron on a green on a wet green. It just
stuck.
It didn't even move, and the Bearcats jumped on it.
And the Mustangs are set back here in defense. Let's get another defensive stop just like we did this last drive. Bearcats look to the sideline for the offense.
Yeah, the Bearcats have a little opportunity here. Let's see what they can end up doing. So Gibbs back to throw. Hayden Moore providing the pressure. And a nice little play. They call a catch. Call a catch. In high school ball, you need is one foot. So Tayshawn Collins, number 10, there he is again.
I mean, you know, you're not surprised. I thought, maybe that was out. But when you see a guy like Tayshawn, you're like, his foot was in. He's a really smart football player, really great athlete. So great reception right there by number 10.
So here they go. They're in the red zone going in, and the Mustangs need to have a really big stop right here. It's a great night for football. We're about 70 degrees here in Sylva, North Carolina. It's a little bit windy. They're calling for rain, Casey, maybe a little bit later. So this air attack may get slowed down if it starts to rain. We'll see.
Bearcats back in the shotgun, handoff. And a keeper right there, run right there for number 9, your quarterback, Elijah Gibbs, on a 5-yard gain.
Number 7, Jesse Jones.
So a pickup of about 3 or 4, and it's going to be 2nd and 6 from the 14 or 15-yard line.
6:40 here left on the clock in the second quarter. 2nd and 6 here for the Bearcats. And it looks like a run up the middle by number 7 there. And here comes the big blue wall. And looks like no gain right there for the Bearcats.
No, tackled by a host of Mustangs, and didn't get much, maybe like 2 or 3. So a big play here for the Mustangs. It is 3rd and 3. I hate to say that this is a big play in the game, but it actually is a big play in the game. If we can stop here, go on a drive, that would be really, really huge for the Mustangs.
And Keith, we'll talk about this later at halftime, but your varsity Mustangs will be going to Hendersonville tomorrow. Looking for a win there for our varsity boys after the just tough, sad loss in overtime to Pisgah.
So I think they may have had enough for the first down. It's going to be 1st and goal, Bearcats. So a nice little play there by Gibbs rolling out, and I think with the Tayshawn there again. Great play by the Hendersonville Bearcats. Yeah, Casey, we're going to be traveling to Hendersonville tomorrow night and playing a very good Hendersonville team. This Hendersonville team that we're playing, we didn't talk about this in the pregame because our feed wasn't up, but this Hendersonville JV team is undefeated this year. They were 3-0.
Yeah.
Our Mustangs are 1-1 on the season. And here we go. He's going to give it off to number 7, and he's fighting through. He's fighting, and it looks like we stopped him short of the goal line.
Yeah, the Bearcats are going to end up right there on the 2nd-yard line for a 2nd and 8. Or we would like to call the 2-yard line there, folks.
Gibbs looking over to the sideline for the call. Looks on his wrist. Looks like they have the plays on his wrist, and he's getting everybody in position here for this important 2nd and 3 down here.
And here he comes again. Tackle by number 7 for the Mustangs, Jesse Jones.
Great play there by Jesse. Just fall off his block. Just stayed consistent, keeping Gibbs on the inside, and made a great play. So, again, a big play for the Mustangs. The big blue wall needs to step up. I have a feeling that probably Gibbs may roll out to his left here.
Well, the Bearcats lost downs, lost yardage right there, Keith, and so I'm like you said, I'm looking for a rollout to the right here. They're loading the left side a little bit, or we're going to look at a quick pass to 10.
Oh, that looks like a penalty on the Bearcats.
And that looks like a false start on the Bearcats.
It was fun. It was, if you didn't see it on the film, Gibbs actually, he started, and then his whole right side started.
Took off,
so,
yeah.
That one could be called on Gibbs and the whole right side of the Bearcats. So they weren't on the same page there. They're going in the wrong direction, Casey, and I hope that they
and that's what we want, Keith.
Go in the wrong direction here. Sometimes when you give yourself a little bit more room, you have a little bit more room to play with. So maybe that was a strategy. I don't think so.
I'm not sure about that. So we're 3rd and 11 here, looking to pass.
Looking left.
The line's coming, and it was tipped by the Mustangs, and the tackles, he's being held. Tackle right there by Lincoln Sutton. So great job on our guys, our linebackers right there, rushing the ball, made Gibbs have to rush it a little bit. And so now we're looking at 4th and 4 here for the Bearcats.
I think the Bearcats will go for this, and we'll see what we can dial up. Mustangs are bowing their neck and staying in here on this game. This will be a really big play here if we can stop them and keep them out of the end zone right here.
I'm thinking they're going to look for a short pass here for the Bearcats. Keith's calling a run. And he tried to squeeze it up the middle. And, barely in. Mustangs tried to stop, did a good job of trying to get there. We just couldn't get there quick enough, and that'll be a touchdown.
He's a big kid, and we met him right at the goal line or before. He kept trucking and got in the end zone there. Yeah,
great movement there by Gibbs. Great athlete right there for the Bearcats. Let's see what the Bearcats do. I think they're not going to be kicking it every time, so they're going to have to go for 2 again.
I think if this comes down to a kicking game, that we got the
boot on our side, Keith.
Boot on that one.
Exactly. And handoff up the middle to number 7. And number 9 rolled out right, looking to number 10, but the pass was incomplete. And that's what we want here, Keith. Like you said, if it comes down to the kicking game, looks like we got the upper hand here.
Yeah, gang, we are Mustangs 14, Bearcats 12. Please don't go anywhere because this looks like it's going to be a
little nail-biter.
a battle here. So let's take a little small break. This is Keith West and Casey Melvin live on the Smoky Mountain Sports Network. Welcome back to Silver, North Carolina, Smoky Mountain JV football. The Bearcats have just went down off of a turnover of our Mustangs and scored to make it 14-12. We have 3 minutes and 2 seconds left in the second quarter. Let's see if the Mustangs can dial something up and get us a score here right before halftime. Things that you might need to know, after halftime, the Bearcats will get the ball, Casey, so it'd be really key if we can stay one step ahead of them and get a score here.
Yeah, so your Bearcats, your quarterback, number 9, is going to be looking to kick off the ball here. And the ball fell over with the wind there, so we're going to get that reset.
So for those of you that are watching, Gibbs had placed the ball on the tee, and it keeps falling over because we do have a lot of wind tonight. If you saw the flag, it is actually standing up today, and it's blowing from our right to left, and so it's going with Gibbs as he kicks, and it's kind of swirling now, actually.
And that's a squib kick right there from Gibbs into the hands of Hill, coming around the 40-yard line, coming up the sideline, and great run return right there by Hill. For about a 10-yard gain.
Hey, you know, the cool thing there, Casey, was that Joe had a big blue wave in front of him. We had a lot of blocking. We just kind of ran out of real estate there and got a good gain on the kickoff.
Well, here come the Mustangs offense out here to set up on the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 with 2:55 left on the clock. You know, Keith, our goal here is to get ourselves in the end zone and give them no time to get back down to the other end of the field.
So interesting thing, the wind is blowing from the right to the left, so they're going to be going right into the wind, to the heart of it. And so let's see
Williams in motion.
End up going. So Williams to the right, to the left, and a big, huge play. He's going to cut up to the side. It's 40.
What
it's 40,
movement.
30. It is 25. It is 20 and out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. What a great run by Damari
What a
Williams.
run by Damari Williams. He kept himself composed, took it from the left side of the field all the way back to the right side of the field. Fantastic movement there by Damari. He's looking tired here. It's always funny to watch Damari. He'll look like he's really tired after the play, but then you'll see him come back with something fantastic again. So great props there to Damari Williams.
Just pointing this out, you may not have saw it. The snap was a little low, and Jed, of course, plays a lot of baseball, so he does have good hand-eye coordination. So caught it, brought it up, gave it to Damari. Great play there by Jed.
Yeah. Mustangs will line up here, right here on the 20-yard line. Yeah. Off to McNeely. Stutter steps right there, for a 5-yard gain. And way to push through right there on McNeely. Gain of 7 right there. That leaves it for a 2nd and 3 for your Mustangs.
You know, interesting, Casey. The Bearcats have probably been coached to do this, but they were grabbing the ball, not really McNeely kind of grabbed the ball. So
yeah.
McNeely's going to have to watch that. All of our players are going to have to watch that, because if we don't secure the ball, Hendersonville is going for that ball.
West back in the shotgun. Sutton in motion. McNeely up the middle.
5-10 and touchdown, McNeely. Give
Great
him
blocking.
6.
Give him 6,
touchdown,
baby.
Touchdown, Mustangs.
Great blocking. Way to open up the gap right there by your lineman. So you're looking at number 58, Ryder Huffman, number 56, Will Ash. You're looking at 75, 74, I'm sorry, Josh Williams. Those guys made a great opening gap right there for McNeely to get down and get
Okay,
6.
so we are dominating the line of scrimmage currently right now. It's not happening on the Bearcats side of the ball, but on the Big Blue Wave side, we are dominating the line of scrimmage.
And you got none other than Zeke, the boot sink back for an extra point, and it is good, folks.
Sink's extra point is good. Mustangs lead.
Sink's extra point is good. Mustangs are winning 20-12. A great drive there. I think, Casey, we had the ball for maybe a minute and was excellent play. Let's take a little short break. We'll come right back to you on the Smoky Mountain Sports Network. Welcome back to Carl Hooper Stadium, Babe Howe Field. Keith West, the voice of the Mustangs, along with Casey Melvin, the voice of the Mustangs, here on the Smoky Mountain Sports Network. We are so excited to bring you live coverage of tonight's game with these JV Mustangs. They are really, really a fun group to watch, Casey.
Yeah, Keith, like we talked about, you know, Caps is able to just utilize so many men on the field because you got so many really great athletic kids out here. And so this team's just really fun and exciting to watch. And so you got Zeke Sink back for your kickoff here. Folks, you're going to see this guy boot this ball down towards to the end zone.
Nice kick. Casey forgot to, in the open field, nice little move there, and they're going to have the ball at about the 44-yard line. Casey forgot to remember that the wind is blowing really strong into his face.
I'm glad you said that, Keith, because you don't usually see, as long as that was, you don't usually see him kick it that short. And so that's just shows you how much wind we're facing here right now. And so that was about a 20-yard gain there for Tayshawn Collins. We'll line up
big
here.
Series here. Mustangs need to hold because Bearcats will get the ball. Also want to wish Britt Birch a happy birthday. He's one of our players on the varsity team, and it's his birthday today, so happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Britt.
So incomplete pass. What they're going to have to make the adjustments is the wind at your back, and so that ball is going to continually sail on Gibbs, and so he'll have to make those adjustments going in to halftime here. Now, Casey, if we can stop here, the way our offense is running right now, we have a good chance at scoring maybe again before halftime. It would be awesome.
Yeah, let's see what the Mustangs do here defensively. You've got Collins here looking off to your right.
Collins back. He fakes. We got plenty of room and a nice play. We got to make the tackle here.
That was Gibbs to Collins, and Collins gets a first down right there for the Bearcats. But there is a flag on the play. It looks like it's going to be holding here on the Bearcats, and we're going to come back.
Well, Bearcats are walking back. We haven't got a signal from the referee yet, so let's see what he is calling here. So he waved the flag off, and it looks like 1st and 10 Bearcats. So they're on the march again. So we need to make a big stop right here with 1:06 left on the clock.
1st and 10 here on the 40 for the Bearcats. 1:06 lined up in the shotgun. We're looking deep.
He is throwing deep, and it's going to be pass interference on the Mustangs.
No. We had a trip right there by the Mustangs, and so that's going to be pass interference here for us. Yeah, definitely unintentional right there. That was just kind of a little trip mix up there for the Mustangs. So tough thing right there for us here with a minute left on the clock.
Yeah, Casey, they just kind of got their feet tangled up, and sometimes the referee will wave that off, but they thought that the wide receiver probably had a chance to catch it, and so it was definitely a pass interference. So Yet again, penalties are hurting us right now in the first half, and the Bearcats are set up at about the 25-yard line going in.
First and 10 on the 25. 1 minute left on the clock. Back in the shotgun. Gibbs here. Lined up beside of him, number 7, Darity.
Gibbs
looks to run, and what a stop there by the Mustangs. That's Josh Williams and number 53 there for the Mustangs, Mabry Bumgarner.
Number 53, Mabry.
Great play. It's going to be a timeout for the Bearcats to kind of conserve their time here. We are 52.9 seconds left. Mustangs really need to get a big stop right here.
Yeah, Keith, we want to go into this halftime with us up a full touchdown, and so it'd be great to get a stop here and go into halftime with this 21-12 lead. Offensively, I'm sorry, Keith, offensively, we've been doing a great job of answering back every single time. And so right now, when we go into half, it's solidifying defensively what we need to stop here on the Bearcats, because our offense is doing a great job of answering with a touchdown every single time they're on the field.
You know, a cool thing that I just watched, and you probably saw it on your the TV there, was the Mustang coaches. They do a great job at coaching these boys. And one of those coaches, I don't really know who that was. It may have been Stevens or one of the other ones, was kind of showing how to drop back and be into coverage to kind of cover these guys. All right, so here we go. I'm thinking they're probably going to throw. They've had a lot of success throwing, not much success running. So here we go. Gibbs is going back. Got plenty of time. This little slant pattern there to number 10, Tayshawn. And nice tackle there by Isaiah McNeely.
Your guy, your runner, and your defender, Isaiah McNeely.
Third down, Bearcats.
Bearcats take another timeout with 43.3 seconds on the clock. It's going to be about 3rd and 4 or 3rd and 3.
This is going to be the Mustangs' biggest stop of the half right here, is stopping them here on 3rd and 11, making them having to rush something on the 4th down. So the Mustangs have a great opportunity right here to go out with no other score left in the half for the Bearcats, and that's what we're looking for.
One thing we want you to stick around for halftime. We'll kind of go to a commercial, but we'll come right back. So don't go to the refrigerator and eat Cheetos and those kind of things. We're going to show the Coach
You
Cap
like
show.
Cheetos?
Well, I just
you
think
talk
that,
about them a lot.
Yeah, you know, they get that powder on your hands and those kind of things. So if you're going to get something, grab it quick. You'll see the Coach Cap show. We'll talk about this game tonight. We're going to show it at the very beginning of the game, but we're going to show it now.
Yeah. And the crowd's getting behind the Mustangs right here, 3rd and 3. Gibbs is looking to pass, and he runs out of bounds. It looks like maybe for the 1st down. And that's a 4th down right there for your Bearcats. So we're looking at 4th and 1 here for the Bearcats with 36 seconds left on the clock.
4th and really short, Casey. This is a big stop here for the Mustang. Our fans are really getting behind it. Let's see if they can get the stop right here. This will be a big one going into halftime. 36 seconds left. Bearcats have no timeouts left, so they're going to have to really manage their clock well here.
Gibbs lined up with Darity on his left.
We had great coverage there. Gibbs had nobody to go to. And there he goes up the middle. And it is going to be
the blue wall is
really
coming, Keith.
Close,
I'm not
really
sure.
Close. I think he ended up getting it by about a yard.
Right now, Hendersonville cannot stop the clock. They've already used their timeouts. So it looks like they have a 1st down here, so it will stop on this 1st down with 29 seconds left on the clock. And Gibbs rolls out to his right and pass out of bounds there to number 2.
I've noticed when we put a lot of pressure on Gibbs and rush the ball, there's the accuracy is not there, right? But he is an incredible athlete. He had somebody almost had him, and he kind of dodged and made that throw.
So here we are again, 1st and 10 on the 15 for the Bearcats with 24 seconds left on the clock. 2nd down here and 10, excuse me. Lines up with Darity on his left
Gibbs
again. He's
is
looking to
throwing.
throw.
And hopefully a great open field tackle. We need to make that tackle. Great job. They get about 5 or 6.
And that pass was to number 2, Trey Mims, so he's not out of bounds. The clock is running. 10 seconds left on the clock. Bearcats try to quickly line up. 3 seconds left on the clock. He looks back to throw. And fast falls incomplete there to number 10, Collins.
Gang, if you saw that 1/10 of a second, all of us in the press box were going, oh no. Great. Bearcats get one more shot at it right here.
And again, pass incomplete there for the
Great
Bearcats.
play by the Big Blue Wall. That was a huge stop by the Mustangs. At
Great stop by
halftime,
your
the
Stangs.
Mustangs 21, Bearcats 12. We're going to pause just for about 30 seconds here. Then we'll come back with the Coach Zeb Cap Show. Keith West live on the Smoky Mountain Sports Network.
Let's go Stangs.
Keith West back here live on the Smoky Mountain Sports Network. This week we got to catch up with Coach Zeb Caps from the JV team here. Yeah, sorry, I was
No,
losing
you're
my
good.
brain
I'm
here.
helping you out a little
It's
bit.
been a long day. And so this is going to be the Zeb Cap Show. So we're going to roll the Zeb Cap Show. You can hear his passion for these kids. So here we go, Zeb Cap Show. Hey Mustang fans, this is Keith West with the Smoky Mountain Sports Network. I am here today with the Coach Caps Show. Glad to have you, Coach Caps.
Thank you for having me.
Coach Caps is the JV coach for our Smoky Mountain Mustangs, and if you have not come out and saw these boys play, it is pretty fun to watch them. So, Coach Caps, last week we played Pisgah over at Pisgah. Talk to me about the game and tell me a little bit what you thought, what we did good, what we need to work on.
You know, I thought our kids played really, really hard. You know, I think that's a great football team that we played. They're very well coached, very disciplined. You know, I thought we were able to execute pretty well at times. You know, I also thought at times we shot ourselves in the foot. A lot of penalties, a lot of things that didn't go our way. You know, but overall with the effort, I was really, really pleased. You know, I just think offensively we've got to execute a little bit better. You know, had some costly penalties that put us, you know, behind the ball at times. You know, I certainly think that, you know, that's a great football team, and it was a great football game. I think, you know, for us to be more successful, we're going to have to air it out a little bit more. We're going to have to throw it. Obviously, utilizing Jed is going to be huge for this week's game against Hendersonville.
Cool. Well, if you didn't watch the game, go back and watch the game because it came down to the very, very end where, Coach, you guys put them in a position to win. We got down there. I thought, just pointing out that the pass from Jed to Lincoln, and that Lincoln Sutton had the wherewithal to go out of bounds with 2.7 seconds, I think.
Right.
You can't teach that kind of stuff, so that was kind of natural for him to do, and I think he looked up to the scoreboard and saw, because he knew he was going to get tackled, and went out and gave us a chance to throw it in the end zone and win. So
right, absolutely, just high football IQ.
Yeah.
I think from him, and you know, he's been a really big part of our success, I think, offensively and defensively. And a great ball. You couldn't have literally placed the ball in his hand any better than that.
It was exciting. I know us as fans were really excited in the stands. So let's move on to tonight's game. We're playing Hendersonville, and talk to us about things you've seen or what we should be looking forward as we're watching tonight.
You know, really, really athletic Hendersonville team.
Yeah.
You know, they like to sling it all over the place.
Oh, really?
You know, number 10. Wide receiver for them, you know, not sure on the name, but definitely a great athlete. They want to get it in his hands. They want to spread it out. They'll go empty some. You know, so they're definitely going to want to try to throw the football. You know, and they're very athletic in their skill positions. You know, we're going to have to be very sound defensively, making sure that we're where we're supposed to be. You know, linebackers are dropping where they're supposed to be. Corners are doing their job. just definitely expect an air attack from them.
An air
tonight.
attack. Thanks, Coach Caps, for being with us this week. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
All right, Keith West signing off for the Smoky Mountain Sports Network. Go Stangs.
We're back here live. It was so great, Casey, to catch up with Coach Caps and hear his passion for these kids and really what he is trying to do. A lot of people don't realize this, but state championships, whether it be in basketball, you're our middle school basketball coach here in Jackson County. The state championships are built on the back of middle school and JV coaches. They say, so these are the unsung heroes. They spend a lot of time with these boys.
Yeah.
And then they just get to pass them on. So Brinley's done a great job at his hiring of getting Coach Caps, and he's really passionate for these kids.
Yeah, Caps is a great guy, and we've just kind of been around him, and you watched him in basketball season and how passionate he was on the floor. But this guy knows football, and he knows it really well, and he's just a motivator, and he's calm, cool, collected when it comes to knowing what he needs to call. And so just props to him, and what a great coach that he is for this JV squad and what he's done to prepare them for these games.
Casey, another fun thing, I'm looking out over our fans tonight, and it's really fun that the varsity players actually show up and support these JV teams. They practice with each other a lot, and, they could just say, they're little JV, freshmen, sophomores, it's not a big deal. But these guys really love each other, and they're showing up. I see about 6 or 7 of them.
Right
maybe
below
even
us
10 of
right
them
now,
right
yeah.
below us here, and it's pretty exciting. I see Lawson Wyke there, a great leader on our team there. Hey, speaking of the varsity, Casey, next week the varsity team will be back here live. Real quick, if you want to go to the Hendersonville game tomorrow night, go to gofan.com. Hendersonville's made it really easy for us. You just go on there, purchase your tickets. It'll be a ticket that'll come on your iPhone or any kind of phone, Samsung or whatever you got.
It's going to be cold, folks. You better bundle up.
You show up over there, and we can really bring a big crowd to support the Mustangs.
Yeah.
Over there. It's a pivotal conference matchup with Hendersonville. So that'll be tomorrow night. But next week, Casey.
Big deal next week.
Big deal next week. It is our homecoming.
Yeah.
So all those out there that go, man, I went to Smoky Mountain, I went to Civil Webster, I went to Cullowhee. It's homecoming. So, hey, come back to home.
Yeah. We'll have the homecoming court out here.
We're going to have the homecoming court.
We'll be announcing those ladies.
Yeah, next week. And we're also going to do some special features with the Smoky Mountain Sports Network. We've got a new little feature called 40 Yards with Keith West. And I think we're even going to have a 40 Yards with Casey Melvin. I would like to see that happen. If
you
you're
never
up for
know.
it, if you're totally up for it.
It's what the production crew says, Keith. So it's whatever the guy behind the camera says.
You're married to the production crew guy, so we'll see. Pivotal conference matchup with Bavard. We're also going to have next week the Coach Brinley show, and he'll talk about next week's matchup. So, hey, come out, purchase your tickets. If you need tickets, go to the high school, the office. There's still some season tickets left. We've got Bavard, and then I think we finish up the next week with East Henderson. That'll be our homestand. And then we finally finish up the football season at Franklin, and we definitely want to win the Battle of Cowee.
Yeah, exciting days here ahead with football. I feel like the season's been so short and fast, and so we're just really excited that the boys get to get out here and play, and so we're looking forward to what the boys will do against Brevard. They have a great football team, and so it'll be a great matchup for us. And ending the season a few games afterwards with Franklin will be exciting because Franklin's obviously your crosstown rival, and so exciting things coming up on the Smoky Mountain Sports Network, like Keith said. And so be looking for some exciting things about your seniors coming up, and you getting to spend some time with them and talk to them.
Yeah, we're really excited for these kids and for Smoky Mountain football. We have a lot of things to look forward to, but we really want to honor those seniors. If you can come out and support them and get behind this team. Last year, Bavard was the only game that we lost in conference, and so we need to reckon that. Last week, if you were here, you saw a well of a game against Pisgah, came down to overtime, and we couldn't put it in, and then Pisgah ended up putting it in and winning. So we're really Pisgah, hey, we love you, but we hope that you lose at least one so that maybe we can get that playoff spot.
Exactly.
Gang, we're going to take a break here. We've got about a minute and a half before the second half's going to start. Just to catch you up, it is Mustangs 21, Bearcats 12. Bearcats will be getting the ball when we come back from halftime. Let's take a break here. Keith West, Casey Melvin, live on the Smoky Mountain Sports Network. We're back here live in Sylva, North Carolina, Carl Hooper Stadium, the legendary Babe Howe Field. We got about a minute left. The teams are both back on the field, and they're starting to warm up. Your Mustang blue pants, gray shirts looks pretty snazzy tonight. Hendersonville's in their white shirts, gray pants, and having a kind of a shootout here, Casey. This next possession is going to be pretty key. Hendersonville will get the ball, and let's see if our defense can step up. So it'll be Hendersonville going into the win for the second half. I think that's where they're going to start. We'll see.
Yeah, Keith, we're looking at really, truly what team defensively right now is going to shut the offense down. And so our Mustangs did a great job at the end of that last quarter of stopping the Bearcats from getting another touchdown. And so if we can do what we did during the second quarter defensively, I think we're going to come out with a really big win here for the JV team.
Well, I'm kind of because I don't like to say that until it's over. So it's like don't want to.
I'm feeling
do that.
pretty pumped.
But Casey's.
I'll be your positive Polly here.
Positive Polly. So here we go, folks. We're going to be kicking the ball off. We're going to have the boot be kicking the ball for us, and looks like Hendersonville is going to be going from your left to your right. And let's see what the Mustangs can dial up here defensively to stop this Bearcat attack. We have stopped them tonight once, and we can do it again. So for some of y'all that are out there, you're teetering between should I watch this game in the Smoky Mountain Sports Network or the play-in games on the NCAA basketball tournament. Got some details. There's two 16s playing, and Drake and Wichita State are battling. They're two number 11s, Casey. So it's the games are not over yet. I think Texas Southern won. Texas Southern won their play-in game 16 versus 16, and then and Wichita State is ahead of Drake right now. I think 41-35, something like that. And those are the Wichita State Shockers. Casey, I actually lived in Wichita for about 3 or 4 months one time.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You told me you were working a bowling tournament
I was
there, right?
working a bowling tournament. That's a long story, folks.
Long story.
If you ever want to know, find me out and around Sylva, and I'll be happy to tell you about the job I had.
The life of the bowling tournament.
The life of the bowling tournament, exactly. So here we go, gang. Strap up, get ready for an exciting second half of football here with your JV Mustangs. Sink with a really nice kick. It's going to end up in the hands of and out of bounds. So we're either going to re-kick this or they're going to take the penalty. We'll see what the Bearcats decide to do. So Hendersonville is going to be in business at the 35-yard line. Gibbs is still in the back field, your quarterback. And number 7, Darity, is going to be beside him. Ball goes up the middle to Darity, and he's going to get maybe two. A nice play there for the big blue wall. Hendersonville, Casey, is not having much success up the middle, even though they're continuing to try. They'll probably try to get it out on the perimeter here, see if our perimeter guys can stop them here.
Yeah, Hendersonville really likes to push the ball to the outside, and they like the pass, and so I'm sure that's what Coach Capps talked about here when we went back into the locker room, and so the Mustangs are going to be ready for both of those.
Gibbs calls for the ball. He's looking right. He's staring down his receiver, and there's
He's
nothing
looking
going.
long. He's running now.
He's got some open field and just goes down. Okay.
And
smart
slides
play.
down there right there for a
I heard
9-yard
some fans
gain.
go, oh, but you know, if
As a
if,
quarterback.
if Gibbs gets hurt, he's pretty much a lot of their offense, and you don't want that to happen. So that's very well coached.
Yeah,
by the
so
Hendersonville
smart right
coaching
there by
staff.
Gibbs.
Got to look out for number 10, Collins. He's at the top of your screen. I know that Gibbs will be looking for him. Also, number 1, Russell. The thing about this Hendersonville team, Casey, if we look up and down the roster, they are loaded with freshman talent too, just like us. Darity up the middle. He's stringing it out, and enough for a first down for the Bearcats right over midfield to about the 46-yard line. First and 10 Bearcats from the 46-yard line, 47-yard line, excuse me. And Gibbs is looking to the sideline. His coach is calling the play in. I think the system they have here, Casey, is the coach calls a number, and then I think they know. I don't see any hand signals going on, so they must call a number. He looks at his wrist and calls that. So we're going to string out here to the right side. He's looking. He's got I don't know how to wide receiver open, but great coverage over there by Lincoln Sutton and Jesse Jones. Here's a great play there by Lincoln. Lincoln wanted to really hit him hard, and he just kind of let up because he probably would have got a penalty if he hit a defenseless receiver.
So we're looking at 2nd and 10 here for the Bearcats, loading the right side. You've got Sutton one-on-one here with number 10, Collins. Looking back.
Nice.
And
okay.
pass incomplete there to number 1 from Gibbs. That pass was to Russell.
So big play here for the Mustangs. They need to be careful. I think we would think they're going to pass it, Casey. But if I'm, I guess I'm not Tony Romo. He seems to know what they're doing.
Exactly.
But if it was me, I think I'm going to keep the ball in Gibbs' hands or Darity. Probably Gibbs string it out and give him the run-pass option here. He is passing.
Gibbs rolls back.
We need some coverage over here. And Lincoln Sutton
2 to
comes
Trey
up.
Mims.
And a great play there.
Oh.
And a ball is loose, and the referee is saying down. The side judge is saying no, it is down, it is down. I don't expect the Bearcats to punt here. They're on our side of the ball, so it's going to be about 4th and 5 or 4th and 6 here.
And that strong tackle was there by Jesse Jones. So Cap seems to know he's prepared of what's going on here. You've got guys switching here. McNeely's coming over here to follow 4. You've got Lincoln Sutton falling out to the left side of the field on 10.
Looks like we got Hayden Moore off the side blitzing. He's coming around the corner, and the pass is there, and it's complete. And incomplete, a massive play there by Mr. Lincoln Sutton.
Wow, what a hit by Sutton. Number 2, Mims had that in his hands, but that smash by Lincoln Sutton
Casey,
made
that
him
was
lose
a
the ball.
great play by Lincoln. Those of you that don't know this kid, he has a really high football IQ. He's been playing since he was really little, and it seems like this year, and I haven't watched Lincoln before this year, but it seems like, man, he is just really, really stepping up.
Yeah, his dad talked about us to us the other night about how Lincoln just loves this game. He loves the game of football, and you can really tell. You see him on both sides of the field creating plays for the Mustangs, and so bright future here for Lincoln Sutton in football.
Mustangs are in business. West calls for the ball, going to pass out to Damari, and Damari is going to get about 6 yards, and I'll take 2nd and 4th all day long.
Good setup here for the Mustangs. 2nd and 4, gain of 5 right there for the Mustangs.
So I guess it's more like 2nd and 5, but 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5, we're moving the chains. So let's continue to move the chains here.
You know, Keith, I want to see, I'm not saying it's going to see, but I would just love to see a long pass down the field right here for this next one. The defense looks tired. They have their hands on their hips. So I would love to see. And there's a flag on the play. Encroachment.
Actually, Hendersonville was lined up in the neutral zone, and so that's going to be a first down. Mustangs should maybe be,
and we'll take it.
We'll definitely take that. So if you looked at the play there, if we had video review, you would be able to see that they actually were almost right on top of the ball. So it's a freebie for us. So now we're in business. 1st and 10 on their side of the ball, about the 48-yard line.
1st and 10 here for the Mustangs. We're lining up. I'm going to call for a pass here from West. Sutton in motion. Oh, and handoff to McNeely up the
McNeely
middle.
Up the middle. What a play. And he is running downhill, continuing. And nobody's
Whoa,
going to bring him in. He's
broke
breaking
free.
20. He cuts back and down about the 16-yard line. What a great play by Isaiah McNeely.
Yeah, he broke free from that tackle right there to gain at least another 10 yards. Great run there by Isaiah McNeely.
Yeah, it looked like they had him there, Casey, and then he just continued to run. The thing that impresses me about McNeely is he doesn't stop churning his legs, and so he is a hard back to bring down, and that was evidence of you can't arm tackle him. You're going to have to bring a load.
Yeah.
To bring everybody when you try to
Bring the load.
Bring the load. Bring the wood when you're trying to tackle McNeely.
Exactly.
Damari Williams around the side. He's got a host of blockers. Looks like he's going to cut, and he has scored. Touchdown, Smoky
Touchdown
Mountain.
Mustangs.
Give him 6.
Give it to
Damari
him, Keith.
Williams for about 16 yards on the end-around play. Great response by the Mustangs.
You know, Keith, this is what we talked about is every time we come out offensively, we have answered with a touchdown. So our offense is doing a great job. Defensively, that's what we needed was to continue to stop. And so from the looks of it, from what I'm seeing, is if the Mustang continues to hold like they are on defense, we're going to be in great shape.
Yeah, Casey. It's here's the boot sync. Let's see what he got for us. And there it is. And there's my son again catching the ball. He did pretty good on that one. But I wanted to say this. This offense is really exciting to watch because they have so many weapons. So
Yeah.
they were, you got to be careful because Wes can throw it over the top. We've already seen, I think he even surprised me as his dad throwing it for almost 45 yards in the air to Sutton the other day. So you got to protect against that. But then we got McNeely and the other running backs. Then you got Damari around the corner, or you could have went the other side with Sutton. So really key that the offense continues to roll. I'm going to go ahead and call them the Big Blue Wave.
You like to call them that. That's you call the varsity it's something. You call them the Blue Wave, or you call them?
I'm calling them the Blue Curtain.
Blue Curtain.
Usually on defense. So I was I'm a 1970s kid.
Yeah.
And back then we couldn't get away from the Steelers, and they were the Iron Curtain.
Yeah.
So I was.
My dad was a huge Steelers fan.
Here's the way I did it when I was a kid, Casey. Whoever won the Super Bowl, that was my team. So I know that's called fair weather or bandwagon.
You're the bandwagon guy.
But I had a Steelers jacket. And then when the Cowboys beat them, which is your team,
that's very much my team.
Then I end up having some Cowboy tennis shoes, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
I grew up watching the Cowboys with my pa, my grandfather, and so he has a whole entire room that is completely decked out in only Dallas Cowboys things. And so I grew up a huge Tom Landry fan, Emmitt Smith fan, Troy Aikman fan. And so football is kind of in my blood. My dad was a great football player. Zeke goes back to kick.
Going to go to Gibbs. That's the one they want the ball in his hands. See if we get a good coverage. And right there, he kind of trips, but we had good coverage.
Yeah, 28-yard line right there.
On that, Casey, some people have said it's so refreshing to hear a female voice as a color and an announcer, and we love having you because you know what, folks? If you don't know Casey, she has a really passion for this age group of guys, and also she has a passion for sports, and so she really knows her stuff, which is really refreshing and fun to have you sitting beside me.
Yeah, Keith, it's been exciting. I've been around sports all my life. My dad was a fantastic athlete, and so got to grow up watching sports, and I was obsessed with powder puff. And so I begged my dad when I was younger, do you think I can play football? Do you think I can play? And Dad's like, I don't think so. And so I invested a lot of time in other sports, but so props to Claude Warren on that.
Claude
That's
Warren,
my dad.
Yeah. And
grown me into an
you had
athlete.
an opportunity to play softball in college. You kind of said, I'm just going to be a college student, which is awesome because that's where you met Jason.
That's where I met my husband. Yeah.
Do want to give some props there. An unbelievable play by, yet again, number 15, Isaiah McNeely. Really key here. You can tell you're not here, but we can feel the tension in the building here. And there's not much tension, but I can feel it from the Bearcat sideline. They know they need to score, and if our Mustangs can keep their foot down on them, I think this will be a good thing. Ooh, great play by Lincoln Sutton there again. Sorry, Casey, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Great play there by Lincoln Sutton around the corner. the Bearcats are behind the chains right now. But that was a great play. Lincoln fought off his block and just got enough of Gibbs to knock him down. A cool thing I just saw was Joe Hill in the middle. He was actually calling signals behind his back to tell the safeties what to do, which is pretty neat that they're communicating like that.
So it's 3rd and 14. We're looking 3rd and long here. Bearcats are looking to call an audible here, adjusting the play. We're going to probably be looking for a pass here.
5 seconds on the play clock. And there it goes. And had him in the background. And a great open field tackle. We have down by a host of Mustangs. So we had him even for a loss there, Casey. Just ended up missing him. He's Collins is a very shifty, a very athletic runner.
Yeah, so 4th and 10, and it looks like the Bearcats may be going for it, or you're going to see your quarterback Gibbs also be your punter. That's what you're going to see. This guy does everything.
Yeah.
So you may see him, and I think that's what's going to happen here. You have Lincoln Sutton here in the backfield for the Mustangs, and it looks like your quarterback's going to be your punter as well.
Well, I thought maybe they would go for it. This is what I do in Madden. If it's 4th and 50, I'm throwing the ball.
Why not?
Yeah, I'm just doing it. So not the Bearcats. They're going to punt a great punt. See if he can get some of the. They do get a Bearcat balance and great field position. Great field position for the Mustangs. It's going to be about the 40-yard line, 39-yard line. Let's go for a quick little break here. We'll come right back. Jed West and the offense is taking hold. Smoky Mountain Sports Network. We're back live here in Sylva, North Carolina. Your score is Mustangs 28, Bearcats 12. We got 3:24 left in the third quarter. West and the Mustangs are back. See if they can strike again. Bearcats haven't contained them yet, Casey. So let's see if they do this time. I'm hoping not. So West back to throw.
West
He's
looks.
looking, throws it to McNeely, and just outside. But you know what? I think that was probably better than throwing it to McNeely because it would have probably been a loss of some yardage there. So great play. Jed's kind of pointing to him and saying run up the field. But you know what? I think it was better. If he'd have got that, it would have been probably a loss on the play, and he would have got hit. Yeah.
West back at the shotgun here. 2nd and 10. Williams in motion.
McNeely up the
And
middle is
there
running
he
downfield,
goes.
and it looks like a flag on the play. McNeely gained about 15. It's in the vicinity of holding right around the line, so it must have been one of our guys got a hold there.
But great
let's
run
see,
again by
maybe a face
McNeely.
mask would be great. Let's see what they call here.
So that is going to be holding on the Mustangs for a loss. Oh, we have a block in the back here, folks. So it looks like we're going to be 2nd and 15 here for the Mustangs.
You know, at this age group, sometimes it's hard, Casey, to stay focused and be on the sidelines waiting for your defense. We got a timeout on the field, a referee timeout. So let's see what they're going to sort that out. We'll tell you what's happening here.
So it looks like the referees were calling kind of a timeout to discuss their caps. Kind of took advantage of that and said, "Hey guys, come here for a second." And he was like, "No, get back out there."
Let's see what he's got dialed up here.
2nd and 15 here for the
2nd,
Mustangs.
15, see what happens.
Williams in motion. High snap, and we're
Wide
looking
open
long.
to Joe Bryant Hill. And a great catch by Joe Bryant Hill, complete for Joe Hill. Mustangs 1st and 10 on about the 29-yard line. A great pass, a great catch.
Keith,
there,
that
Casey.
was about a 50-yard pass from your son right there.
I think that was 50 yards in the air. We were at the what were we on, guys?
And great catch and way to hold on to the ball right there by Joe Hill. He got it, grabbed a hold of it, and got hit pretty hard. So props to Joe.
35-yard pass.
Okay, 35.
But then 40 with the reception. So Here we go. We're in business. 1st and 10. Mustangs are driving.
West in the shotgun, lined up again. McNeely on his right. Sutton in motion. Handoff to Sutton to the right.
He's got a wall of people. See if Sutton can cut it back. He
Great
does cut it
cut.
back to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, and he is down at the 9-yard line. Great run.
And what a
by
run
Lincoln
by Sutton right there.
Hey, they got out in front of him, and you know it's hard to tackle when they have all those people out there. So
Yeah,
it's gonna
if
be
you
1st and goal
noticed,
Mustangs.
Keith, right there, Lincoln was going to the right here, and he noticed that his blocker wasn't truly out in front of him, so he just shifted back quickly, back up into the inside and to give himself at least 10 more yards. So great run right there by Sutton. Mustangs are now in the red zone with 1st and 10.
1st and goal Mustangs. Jed calls for the ball. And little bad snap there. Did a good job to get our hands
Smart
on
play
it.
right
but
there
just
by
cover
West
it
to
up.
get on
Let's
it.
regroup. Let's not try to make too much out of something. Regroup, and we're going to go about 2nd and 17. Still 2nd and goal, Mustangs ball. Do want to give a shout out, Casey, to my brother-in-law, as Jed's uncle, watching tonight. So, Brother Bob, I'm glad you're watching.
Brother Bob.
Well, he's my brother-in-law, but
Okay.
I treat him like a brother because he's such an awesome guy.
Yes,
So
exactly.
Here we go, Jed West in the backfield, getting ready to receive the ball. And comes Jed's looking,
West looks
looking,
long.
throws, and just a little high intended for Lincoln Sutton.
Joe Hill falls incomplete.
Excuse me, Joe Hill.
So Mustangs are going to sit here at 3rd and 17 with 1:31 left on the clock. Probably looking for another pass here from West, looking for the end zone here. And handoff to Damari
He's moving
Williams.
at the middle, and he gets to the outside, and looks like he's going to go to the house and give him 6. Touchdown Mustang. That's number 2 for Damari tonight. That was an unbelievable call, unbelievable play, and the big blue wall blocked him going in. So touchdown, Damari Williams.
Well, Keith, that was a great play call by your coach there. Coach Capps knew they were probably expecting another pass, and so he just said, hey, we're just going to go with a quick little handoff here to Damari. And if you could see him on the sideline, the guy is so passionate. He was running down this field giving a little yes, yes, yes. And so
I think he knew it was going to be
he
a
said,
score.
He said, this is
So here we
how
go
we do
with
it.
the boot, and it's up and good. You know what we can call that? Automatic. Automatic.
The guy is automatic.
35-12.
Mustangs in a commanding lead, 35-12 here live on the Smoky Mountain Sports Network. You know, we've kind of started, and then we had some hiccups. We kind of gone back with some penalties and those kind of things, and then, you know, all of a sudden you have a 35 or 40-yard play, and then we're in business. All right, Mustangs are back on the field. Going to be kicking off to the Bearcats. We'll see what the Bearcats have here to respond, and we'll see if they can turn this thing around.
Well,
it was
keep
really
to
a close
stay in the game
for a while.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys haven't watched much of this. I wish that people that haven't watched the JV. Sometimes you say JV football. I mean, how good can it be? But
Yeah.
we've said this all season long, Casey.
These guys are impressive.
And I'm not saying this just because
Yeah.
my son plays on the team. Even if he didn't, I would just say they're really fun to watch. They can run it,
Yeah.
they can throw it, and they play really, really good defense
Yeah.
too. So this is a really fun group to watch.
I'll be honest, Keith. I was one of those people. I would have been like, why are we going to the JV game? But truly, watching these guys every week, it's so fun to watch them and how well they play. Great kick right there by Sink to number 9, Gibbs. He cuts back across the field and tackled there by your guy, one of our favorite guys, Hayden Moore.
Nice play on Hayden Moore. Hayden Moore is playing on a travel team that you're coaching basketball, so he's
True.
a two-sport athlete also. You guys are going to be playing, is it next weekend down
Next
in
weekend in
Greenville?
Greenville.
Yeah. Casey got a bunch of freshmen, sophomore together, and she coaches these guys, and she coached our middle school team this year, but She really, really is a great coach, and they'll be playing down in Greenville, some competition, getting ready for basketball season also. So some of these kids are playing 2 and 3 things at once, and it's pretty awesome because a lot of you parents and people out there, if you remember, your high school days go so quickly.
Yeah,
and
it does.
It's just a great time in their life, and if they can play, then they're going to do it. Nice play up the middle, great run by Darity for about a 17-yard gain, and great play there. We just fell asleep on that one.
Yeah, good run right there by Darity. I don't think we were expecting that, and so we kind of, like you said, fell asleep for a second. We can't let that happen again. Minute 9 left on the clock here in the third quarter for the Mustangs.
So here we go, trying to stay focused here for our Mustangs. When you're up this much, it's kind of hard to stay focused, and there's Darity again, and we do, and so there is, it was initially hit.
No
there
falling
by
asleep
number
that time.
7,
No
Jesse
falling
Jones.
asleep.
Jesse Jones made and then Joe Hill came along and wrapped him up. The cool thing about the Mustangs, if you can get a hold of him, then we're going to slow him down. So the Bearcats have sped up here, Casey. They know they're a little bit of a desperation here. They know they need to score right here, and they need to score early and often because right now our offense is not staying on the field very long.
Yeah, so what needs to happen here for our defense is, like you said, we can't fall asleep here and get settled in the fact that we're up 35-12. Looks like the Bearcats may let this clock run down. We've got 10 seconds left here on the clock, and hike the ball.
And Gibbs is back. He throws a deep
Long,
ball over the
deep
middle.
pass.
Could be intercepted. And nice play there. Had Sutton and Damari Williams.
I think if
on the
Sutton
play
hadn't have
there.
tripped up right there, Sutton would have had that
He
ball.
would have intercepted that. Yeah, I think he would have. Farmer. Excuse us, that was Dylan Farmer back there on the
We
coverage.
saw ones, but there was
I saw
two
ones.
ones.
There's 2 ones. The double unos there.
Now sets up the Bearcats for 3rd and 8 here. Mustangs sit back. Bearcats are taking their time to decide what they're going to run here. And there's a fumble.
And Hayden Moore jumps on the ball for a
Hayden Moore.
Mustang turnover. I was just going to say Hayden Moore was about to blitz.
Well,
and I
you
actually
came out of
didn't
your
put-
mouth.
I didn't push my button. So y'all didn't
Okay,
hear
so
me.
you didn't
So
hear that. Okay.
I have that ESPN thing where I was predicting what was happening.
You said
and,
it, but they
I
didn't
said
hear
it, but I
it.
didn't have the button, I don't think. So we'll have to.
You
It
called
is
that
fourth
one.
quarter. Let's take a quick little break here. We'll come right back on the Smoky Mountain Sports Network. Welcome back to Carl Hooper Stadium. Your fourth quarter is getting underway, and the Mustangs are going to have the ball. We're in business on the Bearcats side of the ball. We are actually going into the wind this time for the fourth quarter, and let's see if the offense here can put something together as we've done all night.
So it looks like the Bearcat offense is a little confused here on the left side. West
looks
is
back.
looking that way,
He's covered.
rolling to his right
to
and
his right.
running. Good shuffle step there by West, and he's still going for a first down. Quick-footed West right there running for a first down. Must be the new cleats.
Or Casey, for those of you that know me, my cat-like quickness. Maybe he got that. So
Hey, if
I
you've
don't
ever
know.
came to Riverside Cove Camp, which we were a part of for so long, and Keith's family ran for a really long time, if you ever saw Keith's cat-like quickness, you don't know what you're missing.
Explains it all, probably.
You don't
I've
know
told
what
the
you're
boys
missing.
as they get older, it kind of passes along, but that was a pretty good little nifty move. He could have went out of bounds and just the guy to my left.
I was impressed by that.
Brandon here says get down, and I was saying get down, but yeah.
He said, forget that, Dad. I'm going for it. Oh, McNeely fumbles the ball there, but he recovers it himself.
And I think we gained one.
and gained a yard. And his coach is getting on to him. Hey, Isaiah, you know how you're supposed to grab the ball. And he looked back like, yeah, coach, sorry about that one.
Yeah, it's hard to get under this kid. I mean, he does so much for our team. And, it's, again, we're just learning a lot of the fundamentals of the game. And that's impressive for Coach Capps because he's always coaching. We're up 35 to 12, and you could say, well, it doesn't really matter. But it does matter to Coach. The details matter for this team.
West looks over to his left to throw. Pass to Sutton for a first down for the Mustangs.
Casey, if I was getting really excited, it'd be a Mustang first down.
I don't know about you, Keith, but I love watching this offense. I love it. It's so fun. They're fun to watch. You never know what's coming, and that's exciting.
It's kind of like 31 flavors. There's all kind of variety. I mean, you just don't even know what you're going to get. You might get a pass out to the side. You may get a McNeely up the middle or around the side. Then we had Jed run the ball. You get Williams on a reverse, and we'll see what they dial up here. With McNeely up the middle, he's stopped for probably about a gain of 2 or 3 feet there.
Good tackle right there by your line. That was number 52 from Hendersonville. '52 is on the field, but we do not have him on the roster.
Great play by 52, I'd say that. So here we are, 2nd and 10. Jed's calling for the ball. Ball's going to Sutton. Sutton has room. We got a lot of blockers.
Good blocking there by the Mustangs.
And Lincoln is going to be inside the 5-yard line for another Mustang first down. So it's going to be first and goal Mustangs. We're in business
great block
again,
right
Casey.
there by Dylan Farmer to give to give Lincoln some more yards, and good footwork there by Lincoln to get back to the middle and keep a couple more yards. So here we go, first and goal.
If you know football, Casey, you're only as good as the people in front of you blocking. So this is
true.
A lot of people, you'll hear names like Sutton and McNeely and West and Williams, but they're really only as good as the guys in front of them. And that was great blocking, great discipline on the Mustangs' part there.
1st and 4 here for the Mustangs with 7:23 on the clock. Ball's hiked to West. He rolls out to his right. West is running, and he's hit the pylon.
Like out of bounds at the 1-inch line.
West on the keeper. 2nd and goal.
Folks, you can't see Keith here in the press box, but he was giving the dad. He should have. The dad comments there, but he kept them from the.
I admit that I'm not down there, and I didn't get hit
That's
that
true.
hard. So,
he did get hit pretty hard.
He did. So great play. I've always told my kids, all I want you to do is give 100% or just give your very best, and if they beat you.
And there he goes, Keith.
And there you go. So we got a touchdown,
Dad,
Mustangs.
I know what I'm doing here. And now West runs that in, punches it in for a Mustang touchdown. Congrats to the Mustangs on that one.
We're really seeing him grow up in front of our eyes. So every game he seems to get better and better and better. And, I'd like to do a segment maybe with our varsity games that we're going to do about kids and sports. And so I've just been fortunate to have a lot of people around me and help me. There's Boot Sink and up and it's good. But things that your kids really, really want to hear you say, and it's 5 words that I've always just kind of lived by is I love watching you play.
Yes.
One of the things that we don't do as a family, and I won't do with Jed tonight, we don't talk about the game unless he wants to talk about it. We can talk about it tomorrow, and it seems like after 24 hours, it sometimes it just doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Things that we stress as a family and you stress as his basketball coach, you've been his basketball coach for 3 or 4 years, I think.
Yeah,
is
5 years.
5 years. Hey, let's get out there, give your very best, and if the team beats you at your very best, then you tip your hat to them and you say, great game. But if we go out there and we don't give our very best, then that's where we can kind of go, I kind of, didn't do that.
Yeah. Well, great job right there and run and way to punch it in by West. And again, like you talked about, you're only as good as the guys in front of you. And so that line just kind of shoved that Bearcat defense back to give West space to punch it in there. And so props to our guys again, your O-line, Ryan Ash, Wyatt Hill, Eli Hamilton, Josh Williams, Brady Owen, Cutter Paulus, Tyler Dyer, Isaiah Bird, Ryder Huffman, Will Ash, Nico Hebenstreet, Mabry Bumgarner, Braden Luker. Yes, I did just name all those guys because those are the guys that you don't hear a lot of. They might not be your playmakers, but there's the guys setting your playmaker guys up for really great plays.
And the boot. It's a high ball. That's going to be trouble for the Bearcats. I didn't even see it. And we get on the ball. Damari Williams. It looks like it's going to be us. Damari Williams puts us in business. It was almost like some of the Bearcat guys were just, they didn't even see the ball drop behind them. They were looking to block, and then here we are back in business. So, Casey, we're getting ready to see number 9, Parker Wilson, come out and lead the Mustang attack here. So it's fun to see Parker. We've known Parker. I coached him when he was like 7 or 8 years old.
This guy's just the best.
Greatest kid in the world. Love his dad.
We'll give you his right arm.
We'll give you his right arm. So it's fun to see Parker Wilson out there.
Wilson in the shotgun. Handoff to McNeely up the middle for about a 6-yard gain for the Mustangs.
Handoff from Parker Wilson to Isaiah McNeely.
Great play of Parker there. Ball was hiked kind of over his head, and he caught it, gave it to McNeely.
So now you're going to see Hayden Moore switching from the defensive side to the offensive side, taking McNeely's spot. So you're going to see Moore running the ball a little bit here.
Love both of these kids in the backfield. I've, again, known them since they were 8. It's really fun seeing them come of age and grow into fine young men.
Handoff to Moore up the middle.
Off to Hey up the middle, and enough for a Mustang first down.
That is the nickname you've given him.
Maybe I shouldn't even say that.
No, that's what you call him normally.
League, we called him
Hey
Moore, and so Hayden, a great kid and a great run there. Give it up to Lincoln Sutton, Damari Williams. What a great game. There looks like their night might be finished. Coach Cap's bringing some of our other kids in. This is awesome that we get to see.
Well, you're seeing
more
some
players.
of your defensive guys now switch to skill player offensively. So now you're seeing Jaron Steele, who's normally on defense. Now he's switching to offense here as a wide receiver out to your right.
Hayden Moore up the middle, a huge hole, and Moore is another Mustang first down. Hey, Hayden don't mind taking a hit. He jumped up, and I think he even said, hey, good hit, good hit. Let's do it again.
He
so
jogged off like, I'm not, that didn't affect me. I would love to see Moore score right here. He's just a great kid. I want to see him get it in.
Either a fake to Moore and now Wilson on a little bootleg kind of thing.
Yeah, I would love to see Wilson score here.
His dad is right out here in front of us in the press box, and I want to see Johnny go crazy here.
Parker's hike to the shotgun. And a little bit of a fumble right there through the hands, and Parker and Hayden do a good job of recovering that.
Should be about 2nd down and 14. Actually, second down and 17. And let's see what we dial up. So 2nd down, nobody hurt. We got 2nd and goal from the 17-yard line.
And that's a handoff to Jaron
Stillwell
Stillwell.
around the corner, and Jaron gets about 3 or 4 yards, and there's a flag on the play. Looks like probably a hold there.
And that looks like it'll be holding on the Mustangs there. So with 4:43 here in the 4th, we are going to be backed up here to the 27-yard line.
So, Casey, we were in business down to the 5-yard line. We seem to be going backwards. But, a lot of these guys are some of them play double sides of the ball. A lot of them play on defense, and so they're getting a chance to play on offense. And so this is good because really in football, you're one play away from getting put in there. And so this is good practice for these guys.
And handoff to Moore.
He's got a lot of room and a lot of blocking, and Moore is down to the 15-yard line. Got a lot of it back right there.
Good run out there by Moore.
Hayden Moore on the carry. Brought down the host of Bearcats.
Looking at 3rd and 15 here for the Mustangs. Parker's relaying the play to Hayden there. He was trying to get back over here, and so he's doing a great job of relaying it. Handoff. There's to Majestra. I think that is Talon Majestra there.
That was number 88, Talon Magestro. His older brother is one of our players on the varsity team, and
his
Talon
older
will
brother.
lower the boom on you. Hey, Casey,
Yeah.
it looks like we might be getting a chance to see.
Yes, this is what we
the
wanted,
boot.
Keith.
This will be about it's going to be on the 20-yard line. Looks like a 31-yard
31-yard field goal here
attempt
for Sink. Well, we call him the boot for a reason, so let's see how he does
He's
here.
going to be
Keith.
kicking this into the wind, folks. You can see the flags flying.
Right to him.
And so the boot's going to have to put the boot into it.
Good. Oh, and it's just a little to the
Got it
left
up in
there
the
for
wind, just a
Sink.
little bit to the left, but great attempt. It was long enough.
Yeah.
And so that was a great attempt. So our
And
Mustang
just
defense is going to
props to Caps on going for that
Hey,
right there with Sink.
let
I
him go
enjoy
out
that.
there and try it. I mean, we've seen now 3 JV games. And I don't know of any team. Most of them are going, I'm going for 2. They don't have anybody that can kick. So
Yeah.
it's so awesome that we have Zeke on our team that he's going to be a huge asset as we move forward and as he moves into the varsity ranks. Right now we have a senior, Hunter Presley, really good kicker too. So Zeke will be able to take over his position next year.
And that'll be a timeout by your Bearcats. So with 42-12 as the score, your Mustangs leading by 30, 3:21 on the clock left in this ball game. Exciting ending here for the JV Mustangs. We're going to go to a quick break, and we'll be back in just a second.
Back here live with the one and only Casey Melvin, Keith West with the Smoky Mountain Sports Network. Hendersonville 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. 3:21 to go.
And
reverse.
it's a pitch, reverse.
And a nice play over there. Nice hit. Number 10, Tayshawn, is out of bounds. A nice hit by Tanner Garrity. We just wrap him up. He had him there. So great hit. He slowed him up enough. I think if Tayshawn gets going there, Mr. Collins, he's going to be hard to stop.
Yeah. So it looks like 1st and 10 again for the Bearcats. Obviously, they're going to want to rush this down the field as fast as they can. So you've got Gibbs in the backfield here. Darity lined up to his left. 3 receivers to your right. Handoff to Darity. Oh, and our Mustangs are getting our bodies on them. We're just not bringing them down. But this guy, Darity, he's a strong guy. So, yeah, Mustangs right there. Tried to make some tackles there, but just couldn't wrap him up.
Well,
We're looking at 1st and 10
if you
here
look
again.
at Darity, I was down on the field before the game, and
He's a
these
big
kids are
guy.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really big kids. And again, Hendersonville has mostly freshmen on their team, so we're going to be dealing with these kids for the next four years.
Yeah, and again, congratulations to Hendersonville making it to the state championship this year in basketball. Those guys are fun. It looks like
Jesse Jones almost had an interception there. What a play! What a play!
What a play there by Jesse
Casey,
Jones.
You were talking about the Hendersonville basketball team went all the way. They lost to Farmville Central in the state finals. So really a big shout out to the Hendersonville folks.
They're a great basketball team
They
to
are.
watch.
And tonight their soccer team was playing in the state playoffs. Don't know how that turned out, but good luck to them. We always want to pull for Mountain 6 conference.
Yeah, of course.
Opponents when they are playing other teams from away from the Mountain 6.
2:16 here left on the clock. Handoff to Darity up the middle again. And like you like to say, a host of Mustangs on the tackle right there. And hand off to 10 Collins up the left side. He cuts back up to the middle. And that'll be a tackle by 11, number 11, Dylan Farmer.
So just into the game, number 50, Colby Wyke is in the game for the Mustangs. Our new linebacker set, number 88, Talon Magestro, Parker Wilson, Jaron Stillwell is out there right now.
And here we go again.
Hendersonville is getting ready. Gibbs is calling the play.
1:10 here on the clock left. He's switching Darity over from his right to his left now. And
Gibbs
he'll
is gonna
keep
keep
it.
it to the outside. So a good open field tackle there.
And Mustangs will get him out of bounds there for a first down for the Bearcats. And coming into the game, one of my favorite guys, Ariel Calindres, coming out here on the field. Love this guy. Got to coach him in county basketball. Great kid. .54 left here on the clock for the Bearcats. Looking back to throw. And it hit our guy right in the back of the helmet, so great coverage there by number 7.
That was by Jesse Jones.
Jesse
number
Jones.
7.
We like. And pass up the middle to number 3.
A tackle made by Parker Wilson.
And tackle is by Parker Wilson. So with about 40-ish seconds on the clock, Bearcats are in red zone territory. Gibbs rolls out to his right, looking to pass, and it's an interception. I can't see who this was. We're trying to see here.
Darren Stillwell picked off the pass there. Great job, Jaron. Again, we've known him, coached him in travel baseball, so we know the Stillwell family very well. It's going to be on like the 1 foot line. Awesome play there by Jaron. Just kind of
great interception there by Jaron.
He was open. The guy was open, and he just slid in there in front of 10 or 1. I can't remember who was over there.
Well, that's just the hustle of Stillwell there, and just strong demeanor to get there and get in front of the ball and get a hold of that interception.
Mustangs in business on the 2-yard line. Wilson goes under center. 23 seconds left on the clock. And it's going to be a quarterback sneak, but and Wilson
come on,
breaks
Wilson.
it free and gets down to about the 12-yard line.
And great job by Wilson right there, getting out of the end zone. 13 seconds left here on the clock. Looks like this is going to be a Mustang smash of a win here, Keith.
Casey just really impressed with this team. Looks like Coach Capps called a timeout, trying to get some other players in there. I totally can respect that. We're bringing in none other than Mr. Reed Gamble. So this is
folks, this guy
pretty
right
awesome.
here. If any of you know Reed Gamble, he is one of the greatest guys around. We go to church with Reed and his family, and Reed is just one of the greatest. And so good to see Reed Gamble in here. Shout out to the Gamble family and Reed. I'm hoping for a long pass down the field to Reed. And Wilson's under center, running up the middle here. And I'm not really sure what happened, but it may have been a fumble.
Taken out
or
of
taken out.
his hands, maybe. I didn't understand what happened there. It looks like Wilson had the ball, and then they Hendersonville has tried to do this all night. Just grab the ball,
Just
out of
strip
your
it out,
hands, and
yeah.
It looks like it's first and goal, Hendersonville, with 1.6 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, so it looks
Very
strange ending here.
Ending there, strange events. But here we go. So
1.6 seconds left.
seconds. Hendersonville rolls their offense back out, and let's see what happens.
We got a lot of guys here on the field, Keith, so we're trying to get some of these guys off. Everyone seems a little confused. A little confused here by everyone. I don't want to see a score here by the Bearcats, so let's get a stop here and end this game with 1:06 left on the clock. And handoff out the middle. And that's a touchdown, Bearcats. But it won't matter here. The Mustangs come out with a dominant win tonight. Fantastic play on both sides of the ball from our offense and defense. 42-18 Mustangs.
Hey, great night of football here at Carl Hooper Stadium, Babe Howell Field. We're glad you joined us live on the Smoky Mountain Sports Network. Hey, we're going to be tuning in next Friday night. The live show will start, I think,
baby.
with Homecoming. We're playing Bavard, and we will be doing a lot of special features next week, so you want to tune in. Hey, tune in a little bit early. We usually start at about 10 minutes, something before the
We'll have some
kickoff.
special features.
And you'll hear the Coach Brindley show. And maybe a special feature, maybe 40 yards. Maybe we'll probably do those at halftime, some special features with the kids. We're probably going to also show you live the homecoming on the
Homecoming
Sports
court.
Network. So somebody will
A
have
lot
to
of
do
girls
some
we
of that.
know on there that we're excited about.
A lot of kids are on there that we're excited about to be on there, and it's going to be really fun. So if you can get out here and watch this team, the JV Mustangs will not be back next week nor the following week. They'll be finish off their season here live against Franklin. All right.
Yeah.
So if you can get out here and watch these guys, love to see you. We will not be traveling to Bavard or East Henderson. The Smoky Mountain Sports Network will not be doing that. They have their own live feed, so
we'll be here on the home games.
We'll be here on the home games. Any home game will be here. So thanks for joining us tonight for the Smoky Mountain Sports Network. Mustangs end up pulling out a big victory, 42-18. My name is Keith West, along with my partner, Casey Melvin. We're signing off. Y'all have a great weekend and support those Stangs.
Let's go Stangs.